Play well, gentlemen.
So we'll have to flip the shoes breaking. Heads.
Heads it is. Heads it was. Yep.
Okay. Mr. Finstad to break.
Welcome to the 2012 Alberta Snooker Championships from the Ranchman's Club in Calgary. I'm Richard Strand, and I'll be your host this evening. Playing now is Tom Finstad against Mike Abou. Both Tom Finstad, who's stepping up to the table now, and Mike are experienced players. Tom's been a Canadian champion 3 times and a finalist 11 times. Mike has been in the top 16 in Canada 4 years running between 2000 and 2004. The object of snooker is to pot or sink a red ball, followed by a color ball. The colored balls are ranked in different in value and can go in any pocket. The highest rank is the black ball, and as you can see, Tom is working this end of the table in order to pot as many reds followed by as many blacks as possible.
9.
There's 147 total points on the table if you sunk a black ball for every red ball. Once all the red balls are down, you can shoot the last color related to that red, and then you have to shoot the colored balls in order. The yellow worth 2, the green worth 3,
16.
the brown worth 4, the blue worth 5, the pink worth 6, and the black worth 7.
17.
So Tom is taking maximum advantage of the red balls by potting a black after each one. The man you saw there putting the ball back on the table is our referee, Ted Wormworth from Vancouver, a very experienced snooker player and billiard captain at the Terminal City Club
25.
in Vancouver. So Tom will try and sink this blue, getting position on a red. He used bottom, or hit the bottom side of that, the cue
30.
ball, in order to put the cue ball into the pack of reds and break out more reds so he can continue to shoot.
Tom, 30.
Tom just scored and posted on the scoreboard by the referee 36 points in that one turn. We call those, 30 points. What we call those are breaks. Each turn would be a break. So we had a 30 break. This is Mike. It's good to see Mike back in the game after that 8-year break. Very good.
1,
Notice he looks like the cue ball traveled down the table and back. He's trying to get it to stop so he can shoot the black ball. And he would use a little bit of English on the cue ball in order to cause it to stop where he wants. You'll notice that every time
8,
Ted pulls a ball out, he wipes it with his gloves to make sure it stays clean.
9, 16,
You can see how he's hitting the bottom of the cue ball here. Just, now Mike is up.
Tom 16,
So Tom scored 16 points. Now has a total score of 46.
One,
Now the snooker table is called a 6 by 12. The playing surface is just less than 6 feet by 12 feet. And the most people are familiar with pool, but in snooker, the balls are smaller than pool balls. The pockets are cut differently and smaller. And the cloth is, term to use might be heavier. It has a larger nap, which causes English to take differently. When
8,
you English being the imparted spin onto the cue ball.
nine,
So you'll also notice that the cues look smaller at the end. The tips are 9 millimeter to 11 millimeter, and in pool, the tips are usually larger than 12.
Mike 9. Scores Tom 46, Mike 9.
So Mike has scored 9 points.
Foul. Mike 4.
Tom has been called for foul. And now Mike is playing the cue ball from the D. The foul was that the cue ball went into the pocket. Typically, a snooker cue is made out of ash, though fiberglass and graphite
1,
are coming more common. But typically a cue is split at the 3/4 mark, and it's made out of ash, where in pool, maple is very common, and most
7.
pool cues are split in the middle.
8.
Because of the larger table, you'll find that most players carry extensions for their cues. So snooker cues typically have a screw in at the base of the handle so that they can add an extension. Also, you can see on the bottom of the table there's long cues and long rest.
Tom, 8. One.
That was a 3-corner bank by Tom Finstad. Now what Tom has done there is played a snooker, rolling up behind the yellow
Tom,
ball
1.
to block Mike's view of an ability to hit the red balls. Maybe it wasn't complete snooker. You'll see the players apply what is known as billiard chalk to the end of their cue. That's to make sure that it has friction against the cue ball. But it's really not chalk. It is generally calcium carbonate. And most players have picked a brand or a type they like, and they carry it either in their pocket or on a magnetic clip on their hip. I see that Mike puts his on the table. These tables are in this club are more than 100 years old and not very forgiving in the way the pockets are cut.
1.
You'll find that tables even from the 30s and 40s made for the snooker trade had bigger pockets or bigger drops on the sides. And these were more of a billiard table and were considered quite tight. So it's a challenge for some of these players to shoot in a manner that allows the ball to drop.
5. Six.
Great shot by Tom. Shape, it didn't work out the best, but great pot.
12. Frame Tom.
So what happened there is Tom got far enough ahead that Mike felt he could catch him or snooker him enough to catch him and conceded the frame. So the frame goes to Tom. The setting up the rack, which is what Ted is doing right now, is important, that the balls are straight and that as close as possible to the pink ball without touching it. It's very important that all the balls are touching each other, so when they hit them, and that the balls will react the same each and every time. And each player kind of has a signature break. So that's Ted resetting the scoreboards back to 0. The top two, Tom and Mike. You know, when you watch pool on television, sometimes they have an automatic setting rack. The breaks would alternate. They would have flipped a coin at the beginning, and then the breaks would alternate. There's Tom smiling for the camera. No, not smiling for the camera. Oh, this is Mike's break. One of the purposes of the breaks is to hit a red ball, of course, and then bring the cue ball back behind the 3 colors at the top of the table and be as close as possible to a snooker. That's a very good break. He's very close to the rail and doesn't allow Tom to have much opportunity to set up to run a set. So Tom will probably try and play a safety back. Very good. Tom had played a safety, trying to leave number balls in front of the, between the object balls to get them into the pockets, and Mike was able to pick off a single ball that worked, push the cue ball through, so that then he has a chance at this black. That's might be a serious mess in these games. You have with these players, you don't have
Mike 1.
much room for mistakes. Tom put a little bottom on that cue ball, stopping the ball, bringing it up a little bit, so he'd have a good approach on the black ball.
Eight. Nine.
Tom's going to try and sink the black while using the cue ball to break out reds so that he can continue to shoot.
Tom, 9. One. Mike, 1.
Snooker came out of the army barracks in India in the 19th century, developed from, they had billiard tables, and they developed a game called Life Pool and Pyramid Pool, which was turned into snooker, and was the first amateur English amateur championships took place in 1916, with the first professional world championships in 1927. Joe Davis dominated for 2 decades and won every world championship until his retirement in 1946. So in 1969, BBC started broadcasting a pot black tournament, and it made the game extremely popular.
1.
And was quite a popular game in Canada too, with the British heritage. One of the only 3 non-British world championships is a Canadian named Cliff Thorburn.
7.
Won world championship in 1980. He's a member of the Order of Canada, and he shot the first televised world championship perfect game. That's 147 points in 1983. And if you check the YouTube, you can pull up Cliff Thorburn 147. You can actually watch it on your computer.
Tom, 8.
just like golf, the way a player stands and moves his cue, they're looking for consistency so that the cue does not move. You know, a small change in the way the cue hits the cue ball can send the cue ball off course. So it's a matter of consistency, just like golf. So if you watch closely, you'll see that the players are trying to stroke the ball the same each and every time.
Six. Seven.
Tom's looking carefully now to figure out where he's going to put that cue ball, because he'll pot the next red ball.
11. 12.
One other difference between a snooker table and a pool table, besides the obvious size difference, is that the nap on the table is a significant part of play, and the nap
17.
on the cloth actually is directional, so you play differently going up the table than you do going down the table. You have to be aware of this mostly
18.
when using English to steer your cue ball.
Twenty-three.
The current break for Tom is 23 points.
24.
Now he'll put the pink ball in the side pocket while pushing the cue ball. Oops. Now, one of the things with snooker, if you do miss your color balls and played shape on a red ball, is you're leaving it for your opponent. Very similar to 9 ball, but in 8 ball, you're shooting different balls than your opponent, so it doesn't happen that
Score is
way.
Tom 41, Mike 2.
Tom has 41 points, Mike has 2. So that was a
Foul
miss.
and a miss.
And,
Tom
and now
4.
Tom can make the choice of making the opponent shoot again or taking the shot. There's a third choice, is put the balls exactly back the way they were and
1.
make your opponent shoot again.
6, Tom, 6, one,
So the players will use English to not only try and place the cue ball, but to stop it from fouling and falling. Scratching is the general term for when the cue ball falls into the pocket. So he'll use English to control that cue ball.
foul,
That would be a scratch or a foul, and the penalty would be the
7 and
amount of the object ball, or 4 if the object ball is a 2 or a 3. And the Mike just conceded that frame, having been too far behind to catch up. So we're going into the third frame now, with Tom 2 frames ahead. There's Ted being very careful with the placement of that rack. Breaking one more time. He'll try and bring that cue ball back to safety at the top of the table. Actually, in snooker, the top rail is considered the one with the black ball.
one,
Tom used what's called stun
6,
follow to hit that hard with the cue ball stunning off and going on a little bit in order to get shape on this red. If he had let
7,
the ball go, and it would have, at that speed, it would have gone past the red.
nine,
This might be an opportunity for Mike.
Tom, 9,
Oh, that's a fine cut to the corner pocket. good shot from that angle.
1,
Good position on the black. The problem Mike faces now is potting the black, and in order to continue to play, he would have to break some of the reds out of the pack. I think he can use. Oh.
eight,
He's chosen not to break him out, but to play for safety. And he rolls the cue ball down to the other end of the table.
Mike 8, foul. Mike 4,
2010. And Tom Finstad won in 2010, and Warren Saffel won in 2011. Tom just fouled, and by potting the cue ball accidentally. And so Mike was playing from what we call in hand,
1,
which is the D at the end of this table.
Mike 1,
It's tradition in snooker that, especially in the Canadians, that they play in a waistcoat and waistcoat and bow ties.
foul,
And Tom,
miss.
being an experienced championship player,
Mike 4,
dresses that way in competition.
One,
From a field of 21 players on Friday night,
6,
round robin play from Friday at 4 o'clock until and all day Saturday, to broken into 4 groups, some of 5 and some of 6 players, with the top 2 moving on to the quarterfinals.
Mike 6,
Has eliminated some very good players just because of the mathematics of only 2 people moving on, including Warren Saffel, last year's
1,
champion. A very good player. Brad Gerson, who is a consistent qualifier for the Canadians, also was eliminated. He was eliminated by Mike in the quarter
8,
finals. It was Brad Gerson that was responsible for the restart of snooker
Tom 8,
in Alberta and Calgary, with being a member of the Canadian Billiards
1,
Association, Billiards and Snooker Association. When he set up the Alberta Snooker Association, Billiards and Snooker Association, and started running qualifying meets. And then
8,
the last couple years, Randall Morrison's been running it and working very hard to get the sport going. And in 2011, we had 12 players in the championship, and this year we had 21. Through some advertising and sponsorship, we've been able to increase not only the number of players, but draw some of the more higher quality players.
Mike 8,
So 8 points for Mike.
One, 6, 7, 11, 12,
The Ratchman's Club is the gentleman's club from built first in 1891 downtown and moved here in 1914. Built on the English gentleman's
19.
club format, and of course moved with the times. And ladies are absolutely welcome and desired and have full membership. One of the traditions in an English club is a billiard room, and we have at the Ratchman's Club 3
19,
of these 100-year-old Burroughs and Watts snooker tables, billiard tables actually. This building we're in now was built in 1914, when the club moved from 7th Avenue in downtown Calgary to what was the outskirts
1,
of 13th Avenue.
There's a long tradition of billiards in this club. A game based on Russian billiards called slosh. That
7,
once in a while you'll catch in the background a bunch of trophies. Those are the trophies won over the years by the slosh players, or billiard players.
$12, Mike 12, one, six, seven, $14, 15, 22,
So what Tom did, striking the black ball so hard, was he also drove the cue ball up to give him opportunity to sink this yellow, which is the next in the sequence. So that's 2
24.
points for the yellow. The next ball would be the green ball. It looks like he's eyeing it for the corner. And he will stop that cue ball and bring it back
27.
for the brown in the opposite corner. And then he'll work up the table. And there the ball, cue ball
31.
comes up the table, so he can put the blue in the side with an angle that allows him to get a position on the pink.
36,
And then he comes back for the pink in the corner. And he'll, I don't
42,
follow
and 4.
on a little bit. And that is the game, because as soon as the gap in points must have been over 7 points. So that's 3 games, 3 frames for Tom. We're going to take a quick break here at the 2012 Alberta Snooker Championship. We'll be back with the 4th frame in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to the 2012 Alberta Snooker Championships on Shaw TV. We're at the Ranchman's Club in Calgary, and we're about to start the fourth frame. There he goes. He's broken, running for safety. Yeah. Now, it's very hard for Tom to see a red to sink. So Tom responds with a safety, bringing it back up to the table. It looks like Mike's going to shoot a safety as well. Oh, one's broken loose there. Good shot. Tom played another safety. At this level of play, with this much talent at the table, you have to be very careful not to give an opportunity. I can't tell if Tom can see that pocket with that red. I gather he can. Beautiful shot.
One.
Now he'll pot the black, looking to be on another red.
Eight.
Very good
Nine.
shot. He's moved up the table. Very good pot. Breaking a red out for his next shot.
14.
This is what makes Tom such a great player, is his ability to plan ahead and execute the cue ball in such a manner that he gets to keep playing. Unlike pool, the larger table forces
15.
the rest into more shots.
Twenty-two.
22 points for Tom on this break so far. Just looking to pot another red here.
23.
So that'd be 23 now. He's see he's approaching that red up in the
28.
corner. He'll have to stall the ball, whether he stops it or plays it off the cushion. Is that there? He plays it off the cushion. He's pulling back.
29.
with that black. With this angle on there, his purpose might be to sink the black and break open the pack of red so that he has more opportunity.
$36.
There, so he ran for safety.
Tom, 36.
So 36 points for Tom. And Mike's playing a safety back. Either one of these players have the ability to capitalize on a mistake. So the players are cautious on what they do with that cue ball. Beautiful shot using top in order to drive that cue ball up the table to take advantage of the blue. You know, most people would think that straight on would be better, but players like a bit of an angle so they can steer that cue ball where they want.
Six. Seven.
I don't know if he can. He's looking at the pink to pot the pink in the corner. He might not have that available. Oh, looks like it. There he goes. And Tom, target would be that
Mike, 7.
single red away from the pack. There.
1.
Seemed to pot that pink with authority, coming back, hoping to
7.
break the reds open so he could continue potting. So we must see one. Very good. You
8.
see that combination. Push through one red into another, putting that red in the pocket. That's a wonderful shot. No, this is a safety play. Again, trying to put the brown ball between the cue ball and the red pack, slowing the game down for Mike, and making it difficult for Mike to hit the red pack, and therefore there might be an opportunity after this shot. Very good.
And he seemed to maintain that pack's integrity, making it harder for Tom to score. Very good
One.
shot out of that pack. Oh, Tom played a safety play up to the end of the table, close to the
Tom,
rail.
1.
One more time, making it difficult for Mike to score. And Mike is returning the favor. Oh, Tom can see that long red shot. Very good shot.
1.
So, unfamiliar with a snooker table, have to realize that sometimes they're shooting 13 feet across the table, or kitty corner, I guess. Yeah. There's Ted spotting the brown ball.
5. Tom, 5.
So at the end of that break, Tom has a score of 50 and Mike has a score of 7.
One.
So this is a battle for Mike. There's he with 27 points on the table and maximum 32, including this shot. So his maximum is 31 plus the 27, so that's a total of 58. If
7.
he sinks every ball on the table, and Tom is already at 50, so that's 7 points
Mike, 7.
for Mike, taking his score to 14.
1.
So Tom needs to pot 10 or 15 points to put the game out of reach. And he's studying the scoreboard.
7.
And he also
8.
realized that every time he sinks a red ball, he's lowering the number of points on the table. Not only, so it's almost like a double whammy. Not only is he getting more points and more distance, but he's also eliminating the opportunity for Mike to catch up.
15. 16.
So with that 16 points, he has 66 points, and Mike has 14. 69 points against 14. And
19.
there's now only 27 points on the table. And
21.
Tom will keep potting until Mike concedes this frame.
24.
There's some courtesy involved here because players like to score as many points on a break as they can, and so Mike just might leave Tom
28.
until Tom misses and then concede.
33.
Beautiful shot. You see how that cue ball came off at an angle? He had side English on that ball.
39.
See, the game would be officially over now because there's more 7 points.
46 in
But
front.
it's courtesy to allow Tom to finish the frame. So that is 4 frames for Tom. First 4 frames for Tom. So Tom has 4 frames and Mike has 0. There's Ted resetting the scoreboard. Set up for the next break. I believe. That it is Tom's break next. And the typical break is off the 2 rails and back up the table. There, he's brought that 3rd rail in to bring it up. Either 2 or 3 rails, trying to get it up to the rail so it's safe. Well, this is harder for Mike to get out of that pack. There, he did a great job. Oh. By hitting that horn, he lost his safety. And Tom went down and had a look at the black to make sure he knew where to stop in order to be able to pot that black.
One.
Up the table. You have to choose one of the small balls at the top of the table, as opposed to the blue seems to be blocked by red. And here he's having a look at the green. He's having another look at the blue. Yeah, he'll make a choice that not only can I pot the ball, but can I put the cue ball in a position that I can continue playing. There he appears to have chosen the green. He'll push that ball down the table and back. He's getting what he wanted out of the cue ball, but green ball
Dom 1.
bounced out of that corner, and now it's Mike's turn. So Tom has 1 point, and Mike has 0. So Mike must be feeling the pressure to perform this frame. There he kind of played a two-way shot. We had a chance of potting that red on the combination and playing the cue ball up the table for safety. There, an opportunity is open for Tom. It's not surprising that Mike would take more risks at this point, trying to get into the pack with some opportunity to score before Tom. There's Tom trying to get out of there to play.
One.
Seems to have opportunity on that pink. Very good.
Seven.
So Tom is carefully studying the table to make sure that the risk reward was correct, and he bought a red with enough assurity that he won't leave Mike in the pack, and he was successful. Blue to the side. Oh, now this might be an opportunity to for Mike to get back in the game or
Tom, 8.
dominate this game and get back in the match. This is a series of best out of 9, and Tom is ahead by 4 frames. So this would be Mike's
1.
last kick of the cat.
Six.
Mike has to be so careful here. One style different you might notice between snooker players and
6.
pool players is the snooker players get right down over their cue. Some of them resting their chin on the cue, feeling the cue with their chin, where pool players play in a more upright fashion. There's an example of it there. Down for safety. Trying to keep Mike from having a good opportunity. So Tom has 8 points this frame, and Mike has 6, so it's anyone's game. So
1.
Tom hit the bottom of that cue ball with his cue, and the chalk allowed the friction to force that cue ball forward with a backspin, so when it hit the object ball, it pulled back to where he wanted it to be in order to sink the black ball. Tom is at 8 points.
9.
Tom's been active on the national level since in his 20s, active in Alberta from his teens.
Fourteen. 15. 18.
With that green, Tom has 18, now 19 points,
19.
lining up for the black into the corner. And this consistency of potting the balls in the short end of the table with the black and the red and lining up on the subsequent balls is the mark of an accomplished player.
26.
'Little bit of top on that
27.
the ball on the upper side, so it pushed it forward. Give himself a good shot on the black one more time. So that's 34 on this break.
34. 35.
Lined up on the pink this time. A little bit of stop on that cue ball, hitting it on the bottom side, stuns it over
41.
and brings it to a halt for this red. He
42.
makes it look so simple. Down goes another pink.
$48.
48 points. It's starting to one more time mathematically make it hard for
49.
Mike to catch up with 3 red balls back on the table.
$56.
So 56 points so far this break, this turn. And another, that was a
57.
very difficult shot, executed beautifully as he lines up for another black.
$64.
64 this break.
$65.
And every time he sinks a red ball, he makes it harder and harder to catch up right now. Even if he missed this shot, there's only 35 points on the table. Another beautiful long pot.
70.
He missed the shot.
Thank you, sir.
70 frame and not.
Mike has
Well
conceded.
done, gentlemen. Nice run.
That's the match.
Inducted.
And the champion, Alberta for 2012, is Tom Finstad. The runner-up is Mike Abou. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Here we are after the championship round of the 2012 Alberta Snooker Championships, the Ranchers Club in Calgary. Presenting the trophy to Tom Finstad, the winner of the Alberta Championship, is Randall Morrison from the Alberta Billiards and Snooker Association, and the runner-up trophy to Mike Abou, who has re-entered the snooker world after a 8-year hiatus. Congratulations, both of you. Mike? Yeah. Tom, congratulations. And we'd like to, as sponsor of the event, it's the home trophy that's being presented, and we'd like to thank all the volunteers in both the Billiards Association and Shaw TV volunteers that make the whole thing possible to be filmed, and the club that helped make this possible. Thank you very much.